Hello and welcome to Wolfman Gaming. This is my The Last of Us Part 2 Grounded Difficulty walkthrough, and this is Seattle Day 1 with Ellie, and this video is part 1 out of 2, in which I will be covering the downtown part of this chapter. And this part is a bit special because you are more or less, or you can more or less explore this place freely in whichever order you choose. There is one instance where you have to go to one place before you can go to another one. And the order I go for this is just my personal preference to do it. There is no special reason, it's just this is the same order I went through this the first time playing it. And the reason that Ellie and Dina are here is because they are trying to find gasoline to power a generator so they can go through a gate. And this, as you may have seen on the map at the beginning, is the synagogue. This is the first stop. And this is a place where there might be gasoline. Because there are two places you can go to find the gas, and I think it works like this, that the gas is always at the second place you check. Just so you have to explore both of them. And the battle here, or this encounter, is quite easy. I like to do the stealth approach. I crawl on my stomach in the high grass, make sure those passive clickers don't hear me. High grass is great in this game. You will realize that that is like kryptonite to enemies. And then I wait here for a little while. No, I don't. I crawl on and wait for him to get over to the other side of that little wall of bricks. And then we just continue our crawl over to that big crate. The enemies cannot follow you up. That is very good to know. So as soon as you get over here and no one is close, I will get spotted, but don't fret. Because we just climb up this box, this is when I get spotted, and just haul ass up the stairs. Dina will get attacked, most likely. But if you're quick to run up here, jump in through the window and go down on the floor. Because then you will reach a trigger point which will move Dina up to your position and out of the fight. If you linger for too long, she will probably get killed. But you see right there, she came in because she is safe now. And the next stop on our journey is the little cafe. I can't remember what it's called. But we are gonna go in here because we are gonna pick up a pet store key. And the reason we want to pick up that key is because in this game, Ellie and Abby can find 2 holsters each, which will allow you to quick switch in between weapons. There is one holster for small weapons and there is one for big weapons for each character. And to be able to pick up the first holster, you have to go in here and pick up the pet store key. And before you go further in, of course, make sure to loot through everything. That's something I said in the previous video. And it's really important on this difficulty. And when you go into this bathroom, a runner will come running out. And I like to just throw a brick in her face and then stab her in the temple. There are more bricks lying on the ground just outside the cafe, so pick a new one up after you have killed her. And then the key is here on the little changing table or whatever it is. Almost looks like a urinal. But it has a keychain that says Barcos. So we are gonna, I think we're gonna head there next. Yes. And to get into the pet store, you have to go down into the little alleyway on the side of the main entrance. And this key will unlock this door.
Oh shit, I got it.
And that is something I'm gonna show you in these videos. As I said, I will show you how to pick up all 4 of the holsters. And I will also show you 2 collectibles.
WLF something.
And I usually don't do collectibles at all. As you may know, if you watched my videos before, Any long-time viewers are probably sitting now like, don't do it, man. Don't start. Don't get him started. But no, I will pick up 2 of the collectibles. One of them is actually in this video. And that's because those 2 are trophy related and they are Easter eggs, actually. One is the one we're gonna pick up here is a little Easter egg related to the Uncharted series. We're gonna pick up Nate's ring. And the other one is quite further on into this game. It's actually more or less literally an Easter egg because it is an egg from the Jak and Daxter series from the first game in that series called, I think it's called the Precursor Legacy. But either way, the holster can be found here in the inner room. It's lying here on the counter. And I think it is random whether it's the big gun holster or the small gun holster. I have seen in other videos and read comments that sometimes people pick up the big holster here. For me, it was the small one. But after that is done, we're gonna head to the bank. It's time to rob the bank. And this place can be quite tricky. Because there are 2 clickers in here and sometimes there is some shitty detection going on. And here immediately start crawling on your stomach. I said that in the previous video. That is the best way to sneak when there are clickers around because they cannot hear you when you're crawling on your stomach. But this woman here in the middle of the screen that we're gonna kill right now, she can be such a fucking troll. I have footage of her spotting me through the counter. I was sitting completely hidden behind it and she spotted me still. I have no idea why. I was so pissed at this place before I managed to beat this. But now we're gonna wait for the clicker to move back outside and I'm gonna crawl behind him on my stomach. Just to make sure I get up real close and personal before we go in for the kill. And as I said previously, you cannot stealth kill while crawling on your belly. You need to go up into a crouching position. And because I wasn't immediately behind him, I had to move up a little bit, and of course he heard me, but I was really quick to go in for the stealth kill. So we lived to tell the tale about it, but be very careful. You have seen in these videos by now that they are super attentive. And our next target is a runner walking around over there, so just sneak up behind him and take him out. All that remains now is one runner who is in a passive state, and we all know that they are the least threatening enemy you can come across in these games. As long as you stay crouched and don't start running or anything like that, they will just remain passive. So we're gonna take him out before we take on the second clicker. And try to do this. You know, clickers sometimes stop and they start doing that clicking sound. That is echolocating for anyone who is new to this game. If you are in front of a clicker when he does that sound, even if you're crawling on your belly, you will get spotted. And make sure when you stealth kill this runner, don't be too close to the clicker, because I think they can actually hear the stealth kill if they're too close. And now I'm just waiting a little bit to see where the hell he's gonna path. And I know that now, since he is in that corner, he's probably gonna move over to the corner on the right. And also, when you're hidden behind objects like a pillar or a desk or something, make sure that your entire body is behind it. Because you can get detected if they are standing there doing the clicking and a little bit of Ellie's butt is sticking out, or even her nose. They will notice you on this difficulty. They are that attentive. And there are two reasons we want to go into the bank. You do not have to go here. This is a completely optional area. We're going here to pick up Nate's ring, as I said. And we're also gonna pick up a new weapon. We're gonna pick up the shotgun, which is a beast of a weapon. It's well worth the trip going in here.
Looks like a bank.
And something, I'm not quite sure if I said this in my previous video, but anytime you see me pick up things from shelves or boxes or whatever, something that is not on corpses, I think those are fixed locations of resources. So whenever you see me pick up something like that, make sure to do it as well. And here we see the code. It says 602306. That is the code to get into the vault. There are some safes throughout this game. I think there are 12 of them. I will only be showing you, I think it's like 2 or 3. And I've trimmed out here. So you just see me enter in the correct code. 602306 is the code. And as I said, you'll only see me open like 2 safes or something. It can be worth looking up online where to find them. They're usually not that hard to find. And they are always worth the trip because they are stocked with good stuff. But here we have the shotgun. But before we go out from this vault, you want to head into the back right corner and open a safety deposit box. I think it's called. Right there. And you will get Nate's ring and a trophy. I think it's called Small Beginnings or something. You see it says Sick Parvis Magna. And now when you're heading out, there's gonna be a runner and a clicker out here. And I am just gonna run past them. There's the runner, the clicker's over to my right, so I mantle over this desk and just head for the exit. Dina can take care of herself, and as soon as you get up over there, you're safe. They will not follow you outside. And on this difficulty, as I've said, when enemies are aggroed, if you can avoid them, it's well worth doing it. But now that that is out of the way, we're heading for the courthouse. This is the second location you can go to on your quest to find gasoline. If you chose to go to the synagogue first, this is where you will find the gas. And this first fight is quite a big stealth sequence. Now I'm waiting because there is a clicker out there. You are. Little stud muffin. And he, she, it isn't always so quick to move over here. So I had to wait a little while for her to get out into a position where I can get in behind her. And as always, just crawl on your stomach, crouch, and kill. And down she goes. And after her, move into this room, because here we have a runner and you want to clear this entire area of all enemies. I think there are a total of 3 clickers and 2 or 3 runners. Doesn't really matter because I'm gonna show you how to take them all out nicely and cleanly. And she is beautiful, isn't she? You'd love to take her to prom. But as soon as she starts moving over there, we can go in behind her. And as I've said, runners, when it comes to runners, you can sneak at full speed. Their hearing is just as any normal human being, so they cannot hear you. And none of the infecteds, this is something I feel that I mentioned a few times, but I will say it one last time. They will not react to your flashlight. Whenever you fight human enemies, they will react to it. So make sure to turn it off whenever you're in an encounter with normal humans. But now I'm backtracking a little bit because there is a clicker that I was a bit unsure where the hell he was. Actually. Because if there are two different ways to approach this. Because if you get down here on your first attempt, the very first clicker I took out will be so far back into that hallway, so you will just be able to head straight into the room on the left and take out the runner, and that clicker, the first one I killed, will never bother you. And if you go for the runner in the left room directly, this clicker right here will be outside in the corridor, moving into this room. So that is a slight tweak. But on my first attempt at this, I think I got spotted by the very last one or something like that. Super annoying. But that's the only difference. And our next target is Stud Muffin over here. So we move in behind this desk, and now we're gonna wait once again. We're gonna wait for her to move back into this room. Because I want her to be as far away, because there is a clicker moving around behind that wall with all the dictionaries or whatever it is. I think there is a slight lack of detail in those books because they all look exactly the same. It looked like someone drew a shelf and just copy pasted it all around this room, and I'm a bit surprised by it because Naughty Dog usually have an extreme attention to detail in their games. But either way, it's just one of those details that I'm not gonna linger on. Now that she is down, there is just one runner with passive and that clicker over there. And be careful here. This is almost a mistake because that clicker is really close to turning around. She even starts to turn around. And if she does that, immediately move in behind this shelf. I got a bit lucky there. Do not be overconfident when it comes to this. And also, once again, for some reason, I think her echolocating, or his, was just a slight bit to the side of me. And that's why I didn't get spotted. Never underestimate how dangerous these can be. But that is the last one, and I think in the next room you get into, there is a safe actually. So make sure to loot through everything, and then we're gonna head down into the garage. And in this garage, I've said that your AI companion can do a lot of the grunt work. This is the first time you will see her do that. I'm gonna use a strategy that is not by any means heroic, but I'm gonna let Dina do like 90% of the work here. Just because I think it is a lot safer. It's not the fastest way. But I'm gonna run around this garage, mantling over cars. And I have sped this video up. So it will go into 2.5 times normal speed right about now. There we go. And I take a little bit active part in this. You can go through this entire fight and more or less not fire a single bullet. If you want to, you can just run around this room and stay away from all the infects. It will take probably around 5 or 6 minutes, but Dina will slowly but surely wear them down. Sometimes she may get attacked, so you'll have to run up and help her. You see me firing at enemies just because one time or 2 times actually, I think this was my 3rd attempt that it took to beat this. I took a bit more active part because on my previous attempts I didn't fire at all. except for like one bullet or something to help Dina. But then I got unlucky and didn't pay attention to my surroundings and got clocked by a clicker. And when clickers get a hold of you, it's more or less an instant kill state. And you see me mantling over vehicles. That is, as I mentioned in my previous video, because enemies will always try to go for the shortest route to get to you, and mantling over vehicles or obstacles will delay them a little bit, because they don't mantle over as fast as you do. So use that to your advantage and run freely around this garage. This is a great way to save ammo. I was being a little bit wasteful, as I said. It took me 2 or 3 attempts because I got unlucky and got clocked. But if you're feeling ballsy, try to go through this without firing a single round, or maybe just one, because it can be done. I just got really unlucky, and now we're down to 2 clickers, so I think the video will go down to normal speed. Yes. Damn, my timing is awesome. There, Dana took out the second to last one. Now it's just this one left. And we are even so far away from it, so it has even lost track of us. So maybe, not quite sure, maybe you could sneak up to the gas tank. It's over there to the left. And drain it without killing this one. But I wanted to be sure, so I sacrificed a bullet and took it out. And that is the end of the garage fight. And this is the only time you didn't see me put in a map screen. We are now up by the fuck Fedra gate. Or we have gone back to the generator and gone through that gate. And you will see an infected jump over a fence and end up in this little courtyard. And when you go in here, sneak around and take out this little backpacker. Probably some poor tourist who was here to check in or something when shit went wrong. And then I like to stay in this little hole. I'm gonna wait for that runner on the left to get up close and start walking away. Because the ones on the right that are feasting on some poor person's corpse, they are gonna start standing up. And I think you might be able to stealth kill all the enemies in here. But what I like to do, since there is such a big open area outside, as soon as I take out this one, we are gonna bolt for the exit. And go out here to the big grounds, because you can dodge and swing at enemies in this game, and if you have a big open area and the enemies are a bit spaced out, it's quite easy to do so, and it saves your ammunition. Just put a little distance, make sure we're alone, and we'll take his ass out. And then there is just one runner left, but we're gonna let Dina sort her out. No, not even that. She actually got attacked, so we're gonna go in and save her. Just dodge and kill. And that kill is brutal. But that marks the end of part 1 of Seattle Day 1 with Ellie. And I want to thank you very much for watching. And I will see you again in my next video. So until next time, this is the Wolfman signing off.